layout for you for the Wild Whisper design team. This is actually the third layout that I'm putting up today for my little Wild Whisper day. I'm just catching up on some videos for the design team work that I've been doing. And today I'm working with Pam Bray's Carefree collection. So you just saw me quickly flip through all of the papers that I have. This is from her 12 by 12 set. There are single packs and double packs of this, and lots of other really fun stuff designed by Pam Bray in the Wild Whisper shop. So I'll leave the link down below with my discount code, which is DTGen, and it gets you 10% off your purchase. So you can go ahead and check it out. I just love that Wild Whisper invites designers to create different collections. It means that there's always just this really kind of fun, fresh option and different things, you know. So there's stamp sets and there's stencils and all kinds of stuff, and it's nice to have a little bit of variety. And these are such fun papers. As you can see, they're just really bright colors and really whimsical elements to them and shapes and designs and things. So just lots and lots of fun. Definitely carefree, like the collection says it is. And so I just really wanted to do kind of a lighthearted, fun layout with it. And so I found these pictures of Kaylin, and she's just sitting on our Chesterfield playing a video game. And the kitten at the time was still fairly new, and so she was all snuggled up on a pillow, kind of hanging out with Kaylin and napping. And Kaylin's shirt plus the pillows, which are white and red, just really matched the colors that are in this in the Carefree collection, that kind of light blue that you see in that paisley paper, and then of course the red. And so then I just threw in a couple other patterns to kind of add some extra interest and fun. And I'm putting all of these kind of ripped strips of paper onto that crosshatch paper, which has all of the different colors from the collection. All of the lines that are in it are the different colors. So I think it kind of ties all of those patterns in together and just made a really nice background. And this has kind of been my go-to for a while, is ripping my papers. I go through phases where I enjoy doing a certain technique or using a certain product, and I kind of roll with it as much as possible. And for me, it's okay doing that kind of stuff because I rarely scrap chronologically. So the odds are I'm probably not scrapbooking pictures that are all going to end up in the same album or be side by side. So I can kind of go with the technique or go with that product over and over again and not feel like I've actually created a whole bunch of really, really similar layouts that all will be right beside each other in my album. So this is kind of my thing right now. This is the phase. I've just really enjoyed ripping my paper. I like that it's a little bit haphazard. I like that kind of torn edge that shows the white core, and I really like this layered look. And so I think it's a fun way when you have a collection or you have a bunch of papers and you just really want all of the papers in your layout. This is the perfect way to get a little bit of all of those patterns. And of course, depending on how you're using it, it works better for patterns that might be a little bit smaller in repeating, or you know, make sure that you're ripping a large enough section that you can actually see what the pattern is. But it's just a fun thing to do, just ripping the papers. You can't really control how the rips look, so each time you do it, they look a little bit different, which means you get those kind of layered looks. You can control it to a certain extent. You could use a ruler or something like that. But, you know, I've done this, I think in December, I did it to create mountains in a background, and I've done vertical strips and horizontal strips, and I think I even did a diagonal one if I'm remembering correctly. And so, yeah, I've just been having lots of fun. And it's a technique that actually lends itself really well to this particular collection because of the whimsy and just that kind of fun carefree. Well, that's why it's called Carefree, obviously, but that carefree feel. Nothing is measured, nothing is perfectly straight, and so having the ripped strips kind of, just goes with that whole feel. And that was a really long explanation for ripping strips of paper. But if you watch all of my videos, you've probably seen me doing it quite a bit lately. And I just wanted to kind of let you know that's the kick I'm on right now. I'm having fun with it. So sometimes you want to pull out your paper trimmer and cut things really precisely. And sometimes you just want to rip some paper. And you can see how you can kind of strategically layer the different colors. So I put a pattern and then 2 really bold colors and then 2 more patterns. And then I made sure in my little picture cluster to have some of the bold paper down there, the red, kind of bringing that down and really grounding my papers or my pictures, sorry. And I also use some of that teal in the mat that I put behind my photos. And so I'm repeating some of those patterns and trying to use those 2 bolder colors to really ground the pictures and make them look like they've been purposely put there, and not just kind of dropped into the center of that bottom paper and just left to float. So once I got all of my papers down, and like I said, I matted my photos, and then I put those little strips behind, kind of almost like a shelf to ground them. And then I went into the cut apart sheet, and they had, Pam had written this little quote there that says friendship is a treasured gift, and I thought that would make a really cute title. So I cut that out, and there were 2 little vines on either side of it, and I decided to fussy cut those out, and I kind of placed them on either side of the photos. Oh, and there is my little man saying hello. He's fascinated by seeing his own hand in the camera. So now when I'm filming, if he's awake, he has to say hello to everybody. I usually cut it out, but I thought I would keep it in because he's just really cute, and he wanted to say hi to you guys. So once I put those little vines down, I actually cut out the little card that was right beside the quote as well, and kind of stuck that right above my photos in the middle and put my quote on top of that. It just kind of gave me a little bit of a mat to put my quote. It's a little bit of a more plain or like solid colored square. It's still a little bit distressed, obviously you can see, but it just breaks up all of those patterns, so it kind of brings your eye into the quote there and helps you focus a little. And then I went into my iris container filled with all my little bits of ephemera from Wild Whisper, and I was just looking for things that were black and white or things that were more solid in color, because I really felt like those would stand out nicely against all of the patterns. And I happen to still have some of these flowers from the floral ephemera pack, which are black and white. And I thought that those would look really nice as a contrast. So they really stand out from the busyness and bright colors of the background. There's just so much detail and stuff going on in that background that the black and white sits really nice on top and really draws your eye in, because it's kind of a place to rest with all of the details going on behind it. And then I also added a flare up to the little banners at the top of the card where I put my quote, and that's a flare from Nicole Wright's Tin Bits collection is what it's called, and it's got a little cat on it, which is super, super cute. So I just thought that worked really good, and it brings in a little bit of a different texture and different look to the other elements on the page. And then I scattered some sequins all around from the Child at Heart collection, and that's it. That's my layout. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. The link to the Wild Whisper store is down below, and my discount code is DTGen to get 10% off of your Carefree purchase or anything else in the store. And until next time, happy scrapping. Bye.